like and subscribe if online daters and fat Roblox need to be stopped. So this video and document have been very long in the making, as over the course of the past few weeks me and other people including P-Man constructed a 60-page long Google document covering the true extent of fat Roblox malicious and hateful behavior behind closed doors and in private group chats on Discord, ranging from her constant use of offensive language to deliberately offending specific cultures and communities. With obvious malicious intent, the amount of communities she has offended with her tasteless language is astronomical. She has made countless Islamophobic and xenophobic comments regarding Islam and the xenophobic stereotypes attached to the religion, while simultaneously attacking people for their sexuality in turn, being homophobic and transphobic. Then fat Roblox decided to insult Asian people with derogatory language, and then makes fun of people with mental health issues, or yet again being ableist towards me. Not to mention fat Roblox use of posting images of dead people, while simultaneously sending countless threats to me and others telling us to inflict self-harm onto ourselves, or to die by any means necessary. The document goes in detail debunking every lie fat has against me, and every point she so desperately uses once called out for her awful immoral actions, while simultaneously establishing the vile images fat has subjected me and many others to for weeks on end, and fails to ever bring up publicly on her channel, as all she ever does is deflect blame, reintroduce old things I have said and already apologized for, or mainly just act as the victim to her viewers, who are completely oblivious to her actions and still perceive me as a villain in the drama. Obviously this video is not to cause harassment to any individual mentioned, and is in reality meant to act as an informative and educational documentary type video into the drama as a whole and the situation in question. First huge point I want to touch on is fat Roblox's decision to false strike one of my videos calling her out on her problematic behavior, which is obviously fair use, and therefore fat Roblox is breaking YouTube terms of service, because she obviously doesn't like being criticized when she is a public figure on the YouTube platform. I find it to be a huge abuse of her platform to attempt to mass report or false strike videos just because they justifiably call you out on your actions. And fat Roblox's reason for why the video should be removed is so embarrassing. She highlights the fact that I'm a liar, but gives no justification for this, and establishes how she didn't give me permission to use her video, when it is literally protected by fair use, and YouTube even clarified that in her email sent to me, therefore insinuating how fat strike failed to go through. In turn, this is extremely important as these actions are strictly forbidden in the YouTube community, and fat Roblox needs to be called out for this. Due to the fraudulent strike in which was sent, YouTube provided me with fat's email, since this situation could be brought up in court. Next point I would like to address is fat Roblox's constant use of harmful language and slurs which are directly offensive to members of the LGBTQ. Now the pure amount of these certain screenshots are literally uncountable, considering how many times fat has directly insulted people based on their sexuality or preferences and decided to mock them or insult them for it. It's a very low blow and a bottom of the barrel thing to say to someone, considering someone's sexuality is something to be respected just like someone's religion, and to poke fun at someone and insult them for it using tasteless slurs is very unethical and vile, because no one deserves their sexuality to be made fun of, no matter who it is. Fat Roblox takes advantage of the fact that all of these comments take place behind closed doors and in private group chats, because she knows if these screenshots came out about her in which they are now, she would have a lot of explaining to do. And to be honest, there are absolutely no excuses which can justify fat's use of language purposely made to insult certain individuals. In one of the documents they made against me, which I completely debunked, they claim I showed their out of context transphobia, which is a very nonsensical point to bring up, considering they just admitted to being transphobic and lied about it being out of context, as in reality. How can you justify this comment made by fat, which literally contains 3 slurs, and the video recording of her telling me to die?
Parlo the ugly fat bitch, hope you die bitch, fuck you Parlo.
Of course, Fat and her friends are very biased towards me, and knowing them, they will negate all proof against them and claim it's out of context or a lie, since that's the only rebuttals they have against my proof, which we have been collecting for weeks now. But considering Fat's friends are also immoral, I felt that it was necessary to address this in a new category. So in this part I will be talking about Fat's problematic friends and mutuals who helped her harass me and other in group chats and craft fabricated documents and posts regarding me, which I debunked entirely in my document. Sissy, who is a very close friend of Fat, is arguably just as bad as Fat herself and said countless immoral and vile things to me regarding death and disease. Not to mention he used many slurs, including, as you can see, and to avoid being called out any further, Sissy decided to mass delete his comments because he obviously knew he was in the wrong for it. The constant harassment spanned over the entirety of June and July, and I spent literal hours screenshotting what these people have been saying just to show the public. Keep in mind, the whole time I was in the group chats I never said anything remotely vile as these people have. Then I have more screenshots of Fat's other friends who consistently said immoral and deplorable things to me and other, just because they believe they will never face consequences for their actions. These such screenshots are proof of the mentality of these people who Fat is friends with, making racially aggravated statements and other vile comments. So, I find it very hypocritical that they are claiming to be victims in the matter when they obviously know they are not, and now everyone else knows they are not victims. Yet again they are trying to twist a false narrative. Next huge point to touch upon is Fat Roblox attacking cultures and religions just because she thinks she can get away with it. Now these screenshots range from insulting nations, then generalizing Muslims, and labeling them as insensitive stereotypes despite the fact she claims to be Muslim herself with absolutely no proof whatsoever, in a desperate way to validate her awful comments, and then claiming Jesus is fake, which is undeniably offensive to Christians. As I established before, religion is something that we as a community must respect, as it is a very personal subject to many people, and for Fat Roblox to attack people's religions and offend countless people by doing so is extremely insensitive. Not to mention the fact she mocked and offended the Asian community with stereotypical and childish insults, which is very hypocritical, as she tried to attack me for it when I apologized for my comments from 25 months ago. But some of the worst things she has sent is the onslaught of death threats, gore imagery and self-harm threats she has sent to me and others, which is 100% immoral, and under no circumstances whatsoever is this remotely excusable or justified in any premises. It is completely against Discord terms of service, and Fat Roblox needs to address this, because I know she is going to be responding to this, and in reality, she needs to apologize rather than respond, because she knows she is in the wrong for her actions, and there were witnesses to all of this in case people claim this is all fake when it clearly isn't. Fat has ultimately gone overboard with the threats and messages, and this ultimately shows her true colors, which is something Fat tries to desperately to submerge and hide from the community. Some of these comments are very offensive towards members of the LGBTQ community, and knowing Fat, she will most likely hover over these screenshots, call them fake, or claim they are out of context when there was no context present to justify her comments in the first place. She should have never said it. Then there are screenshots of Fat Roblox making insensitive comments and tasteless ableist comments to people with bipolar disorder, and unlike Fat, I apologized for the one time I brought it up in an argument. However, unlike me, Fat will probably never apologize for her comments, because in this situation she still believes she has the right to say what she said. Let's not forget they still made fun of my autism and claimed that I used autism as an excuse for my action when obviously I never did. That is just one of the many lies they spread about me, and once debunked they will still probably spread. And then Fat also decided to use an arty profile picture and make very disgusting statements regarding them, and then once called out for it, claimed it was just a quote-unquote funny joke, as if that validated her behavior in any way whatsoever. Another subject that I'm going to elaborate on is Fat's racist comment going as far as to insult someone just because they're black, and then claiming most abuse is caused by black people, which is a very racist stereotype to assume, and then using offensive racial insults specifically referring to racial stereotypes, as you can see. But her comments behind closed doors aren't the only problem. I would like to address her problematic content she is issuing to children, ranging from very suggestive videos to fabricated and falsified videos lying about YouTubers, in which Fat Roblox claims are skits, just to squeeze views out the YouTuber's name due to the outrageous nature of the video and get less backlash. In reality, Fat Roblox just claims it is a skit to try and milk cloud off popular YouTubers and gain more traction and positive attention out of it. People have the right to point out how the video is fake, because it clearly is, and to call it a skit just allows PHAT ROBLOX to continue making fake videos on popular YouTubers to generate more attention for themselves without any justified criticism. Obviously Flamingo would not be happy with PHAT portraying him out to be a creep. Nor would the majority of YouTubers in these circumstances. PHAT is literally just milking Flamingo's name for views. Then if we go back to PHAT's inappropriate videos, she is literally attempting to teach children how to be pregnant in Roblox, and how to flirt and other very weird things. This is in all honesty an abuse of her platform. If all the other proof I have established wasn't enough already, it also brings me to another point, where PHAT was saying very questionable things to people, and posted adult images into the group chat that was filled with minors. If you wish to see more proof or evidence against PHAT or all her points debunked, I heavily urge you all to read the document I will provide, and retweet and like my tweet, because this serious situation should not go unnoticed in the Roblox community. This drama has gone on long enough, and instead of excuses being made, accountability needs to be taken, as PHAT has gone way too far along with her friends in an attempt to insult, harass and silence people, whether that's insulting people who are criticizing her for her actions or people exposing her. This situation cannot be forgotten or swept under the rug, and any fans of PHAT ROBLOX, I heavily urge you reconsider supporting this person, as there are countless videos and a huge document reiterating the point that this person isn't a morally correct individual, and they will shift the dynamic and responsibility to others, and will rely on her equally immoral friends to help her win the dramas she cannot win herself. This drama isn't to encourage harassment in any way whatsoever, nor is it hate speech. It is simply to educate people on the matter and put an end to this drama once and for all. Behavior like this cannot and will not be ignored in the slightest, and it is our responsibility as a community to hold people to commit immoral actions accountable, otherwise they will continue to repeat the same actions they have committed several times before. This video is to educate people and to act as a sufficient response and documentary type video. Obviously don't harass any individuals mentioned. It's most likely that PHAT ROBLOX will respond to this video with the same overused and oversaturated points she always uses, so it's a good thing I debunked virtually all her points. You can pause if you wish to read. These are the same points PHAT ROBLOX continuously brings up in every argument, and many of them are a stretch and take horrifically out of context, and in reality, me debunking the screenshots makes PHAT look even more in the wrong, because it's clear to many people she is desperately trying to paint me out to be in the wrong, rather than actually addressing any of our screenshots whatsoever. And if you wish to see what PHAT ROBLOX did to me in the past, there are other videos I have made on the situation and countless amounts of screenshots showing the extent of her harassment. But this video mainly contains newer screenshots which were comments made after her so-called apology, because obviously PHAT ROBLOX apology was just a way to get more support for herself, and not actually take accountability for the damage she has done. And in case PHAT wants to lie and specify that I leaked her email publicly, which I didn't, and Google actually provided me with the email after she false striked or attempted to false strike my video, pause and read if you want my entire response provided in the document. Not to mention I refuted all of PHAT's other points, and if she still touches on these points despite the fact I debunked them, it shows PHAT's lack of research and her bias, animosity towards me, and how she would rather warp a situation rather than establishing the truth. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you are new, and help me reach 200,000 subscribers. Goodbye.
But I will not be apologizing to Parlo, as I am a victim in this situation.